Today I just wanted to show you the RecovaPro handheld massage device. So recently RecovaPro reached out to me and asked me to review the product and have a look and use it with some of our students, use it with Steve, my colleague here who's laying on the bed as my glamorous assistant. So I thought, I've already written the review, which is up on pttoolbox.co.uk, so you can just click on the blog there and you can see the review in full. And I just thought I would show you a practical demo of how the RecovaPro works, some of the different attachments and different heads for the device, and basically how effective we think it is as massage therapists. So Stephen, have you got any areas that you want worked on?
I'd say probably mainly traps and around my right scapula.
Okay, traps and around the scapula. So I've selected two of the heads. If you go to the blog, you can see the full amount of attachments that you can get. There's 4 or 5 in total. So this is called the ball head, and this is mainly for large areas of tissue. So for example, the lats, the glutes, the hamstrings, the quads, that sort of thing. And then you pop that off, and then we also have the bullet head, and that is for deep tissue work. So I've been using it a lot for the ligaments and tendons for the tricep near the elbow, and also we're going to do some work around some knots that Steve has around his shoulder blade. So what I'm going to do, like a normal massage, I'm actually going to warm Steve up first using the ball head to stimulate those muscle tissues, relax them a little bit, bring some blood to the surface on a low level. So you've got 5 speeds here. So if I just show you quickly, you've got 5 speeds. You push the button, so that's number 1. Number 2, as you can probably not hear, it's quite quiet. 3, 4, 5. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to ask Steve to bring his right arm up onto his lower back, and I'm going to work around the shoulder blade area and the traps on speed 1. So we're not going to do too long. And one of the benefits of the RecovaPro is that, one, as a therapist, it's super easy. All you have to do is hold the device. If you're doing pre-event or post-event at, say, a marathon, and you've got 30 or 40 runners that need 10 minutes each, your thumbs could be pretty battered by the end of it. So I found for this, for pre-event, for some of the MMA fighters that I train and that I massage and stuff, this has been excellent because it saves my hands. And then also for self-massage, I can do this on my thumb pads and my hands and stuff. And then the other benefit, super portable, and it can be done over clothes as well. So if you're in an environment where you can't be, as invasive, so you don't have towels or a bed or a room or screens or your pitch side, this can be amazing because it doesn't require anyone to get super naked, which is always good. How does that feel, Steve, on level 1?
It actually feels incredible.
Feels incredible. So all I'm doing now at the moment is I'm just working up and down the border of the scapula, and you can either move with the RecovaPro, so you can work and get these tissues nice and loose and you can get blood flow to the area, or you can hold certain areas. So for example, I know Steve, down towards the bottom border of the scapula, has got like a little family of knots, a little grouping of about 10 knots that have been quite persistent. So I'm just going to hold, and I'm going to push down with some force into that RecovaPro. And the good thing about the RecovaPro is you can push down with approximately 60 pounds of force before the device will stop. So I've got quite a lot of leeway to push into Steve and give some additional pressure if I feel that's relevant as a therapist. Cool, should we go up a level?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it, yo. I blew my gun. So we can go into the supraspinatus here. We can go all around the kind of traps, the rhomboids, get that deep tissue work. How does that feel, Steve?
Yeah, it feels really good.
Feels really good? Awesome. And again, as you can probably not hear, the gun isn't overly loud. I'm not having to shout or anything. Maybe once Steve starts squealing, I might have to talk a bit louder, but I don't think that should be for a while yet. So you can't see from there, but we're getting some good erythema. We're getting some blood coming to the surface of the skin. We can go in there, look, oh yeah. Woo. Hitting the traps there, the supraspinatus. Boom, come back down, maybe we can get into the lats a little bit. So, that's kind of the warm-up done with the ball head. So now what we're gonna do, to Steve's delight and amazement, is I'm just gonna turn that off. So you just hold the button for 2 seconds, that turns it off. Pop the head out. And we're now gonna do some deep tissue work around those knots, which normally I'll be using my thumbs or my elbows for. And my thumbs get absolutely smashed because of the volume of massage that I have to do sometimes, especially if we're doing pre-event for fighters and you've got 5 fighters, you've got to do 15 minutes each, you're doing some stripping, some fast effleurage and stuff. So now we're going to work on the same area. I'm going to put it on, we're going to start at 3 because we've already warmed him up, and I'm going to follow that scapula, and obviously I've put the hand on his back to open up that shoulder blade. And actually what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pause there for a second. What I'm going to do to really get into that shoulder is I'm going to get a towel as a bolster and I'm going to put it under his shoulder. So hold on 1 second right there. Right, Stephen, if you could just lift that shoulder up for me. There you go. How's that feel?
Yeah, that's actually right.
Woo, 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 woo. Okay, it's time to get bullety, my friend. So in fact, you can probably relax that arm. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go in at a level 3. How does that feel, Steve?
Do you know what? The thing I've found with this already, just from you doing this, you can actually feel it getting, it's like deeper. Like if you was using your thumbs, you'd feel it obviously kind of like the superficial tissue, but you feel these vibrations all the way deep, like through the actual kind of traps. Oh, right there.
Oh, we got one there, mate. Crikey, we got a wriggler. So I don't know if you can hear Steve on this video, so I will reiterate. He was saying that the thing is you can actually feel it deeper than if someone's using their thumbs. He says you can feel the vibrations through the deeper tissue. So if you can put your arm back behind your back just so I can see this. There we go. There we go, mate. And so you can't see on this video, but I can see there's a nice red line of blood flow. And just like frictions, when you use your thumbs, you've got a couple of options here. So I like to go in some very, very small circles whilst moving laterally. And what I find this does, just from my own experience really, is it just means that it's not too intense for your client. So you know, if we hold on one position for ages, it might get a little bit sore, or you know, it might be uncomfortable. So I just like to move up and down, just working on those different tissues. How's that feel, Steve?
Yeah, that feels good.
You're gonna be a new man, brother. You're gonna be a new man. Sounded a bit like a goat then, didn't I? So again, we can get right under the shoulder blade. And you can support with the other hand as well if you feel like you're gonna slip. And again, the battery life on this thing is amazing. So I've been using this since I got it last week on Tuesday, I believe, and today, what day is it today? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a week and I've charged it today for the first time. So yeah, you've got a few hours of battery life. I can't remember exactly what the battery life is, so I'm not going to say it on video. How does that feel, Steve?
So good.
So, that's pretty much the summary of the RecovaPro. There are alternatives out there. So you've got the theragun, which I think would run you about £500. And then you've got the cheap Chinese knockoffs on Amazon, which are about, you know, between 60 and 100. This sits kind of in the middle, and it's £229. And don't quote me on this, but I believe we do have a PT Toolbox discount coming soon. I'm not sure how much that will be, but as soon as I know, it will go on the website. And the other thing to mention is this has got exceptional build quality. So a lot of the other products are made out of plastic. This is not. This is made out of aluminium. And you can really feel that when you hold it in your hands. There's very minimal reverberation into my hands, which was a problem with some of the others that I've used. And then all of the attachments in the carry case, which is off camera at the moment, are exceptionally high quality, and they look good. You know, when you take them in to see a client, they're like, "Oh, what's that?" And you're like, "I'm basically the James Bond of the massage world," and people love that, you know, because it makes you look more professional. Not if you get one of these cheap ones. So if you've got any questions or you'd like any videos done on specific topics, just drop a comment on this video or send me a message and I'll answer your questions, and I'll answer them honestly as well, because I'm not being paid for this review. I just thought people need to know. So that's Joshua and Stephen signing out. Goodbye everyone. Stephen, do you want to say goodbye? Have a little wave. See you next time.